the last week or so since I posted my first video, okay, I was about to touch my face and I realized I touch my face a lot. But that's not what I was going to say. Satan has been really hitting me hard in the feels, in the emotions. So he's been really trying to get me to be so stuck in my emotions, so stuck in this and in that, and in thinking all the negative, bad things, just anything that is not godly, that is not pure. And in my experience, there I go, touch my face. In my experience, when he's hitting you in the feels and he's really trying to get you to be depressed, be angry, be upset, be anything that you are going to spend any amount of time focusing on, sulking on, or in, it is because you are doing something right. It's because you are getting to the point that you need to be at in the Lord. You're doing something that God wants you to do. And you are taking another step forward. You are upgrading. When you feel a bunch more resistance all of a sudden after you've done something out of obedience, and you're getting into the place of willing, into the willingness, right? Even after obedience, you're going to be hit with all kinds of new resistance, because I mean, I've said this before, but it is very much like building up your muscles, right? You hit a new stage. So then you have to start doing some new things, start going through some more painful things to then start building up more and continue in the path of growth. And it's not easy. Not at all. No, the other night I spent a lot of it, honestly, crying, holding my baby, talking to God, over and over again, putting down bad thoughts. I only think on good and pure things. I had to say that a lot. I have had to say that so much in these past few days to stop the circles, the cycles, to stop the dwellingness of it. Because what happens is we get caught up in those whirlwinds, and then we get so stuck on and into that part of it, right? And not that whatever it is doesn't hurt, not that it wasn't something that's worthy of the emotion, right? But what we are supposed to do with that is take it to God and then seed it for better, for more. It's a very powerful seed that we can use, that God gave us to use, to access more, to access better, to access higher, to sow the seed, to gain, to gain. He doesn't ever want us to be in the negative. That's not something that he takes pleasure in. It is his want to see us prosper. It's his want to see us achieve things and to win at things. But to do that, you have to be committed. You have to be stuck. You have to decide that even when it hurts, because it will, you're going to push through it. But yeah, I have had to really dig deep, more so this past 8 days than I have had to in a little while. I know that's because the Lord called me to speak, and I am now speaking. He has called me to advertising, and I am now doing that more again. I had drifted off. I had dropped it off a bit. A lot of it. Too much. I had forgotten about it, to be completely honest, and everything else that I was doing and I was caught up in. It's not good. It's not good that I forgot. But the Lord reminded me. And I responded and I got back to it. But Satan is trying really hard to get me to be so angry and hurt and upset that I stop. And I know that because he's been so much more persistent lately. And so we have to really be mindful of our thoughts and our words. And I had gotten to a fairly stable place. Now, I do think this is something that we pretty consistently always have to be mindful of. I don't know if it ever is something that just, you don't have to think about the right way to word it, or whether that is a good thing to be thinking about. I'm not sure. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm just starting out in all of this. About a year. I'm about a year deep in all of it. I started learning that the Lord wants more for us before, but I didn't understand. I didn't have the deeper knowledge that comes with that. I didn't know that part of that is we are kings. We are his kings. We are to uphold that image. He doesn't want us slumping around. He doesn't want us to be afraid and cowardly. He doesn't want us to possess any of that or show any of that. That is not how he made us. That is not how he sees us. He wants us to portray how he sees us and how he created us to be to the world. That means we gotta be courageous. That means we gotta step it up from our pajamas. I like my pajamas. I don't know about you, but I like me some fluffy pajamas that are in no way, shape, or form flattering. They're just not. They're comfy. They're comfy. They give me comfort. But I'm not supposed to dwell in them, live in them. We are supposed to be trying to achieve better and higher. So that doesn't just mean spiritually, it doesn't just mean going through those battles in those ways. It means fighting the things that we neglect in ourselves too. So, our images, for example. I know that there's a lot of emphasis on it should not matter how you look, right? There really is. But there's the other side to that is that we want to dress up to feel good, right? We want to dress to impress at interviews. We want to have the first impression, right? The first impression. And oftentimes when we are trying to impress somebody and keep them interested, there's this fake persona, a mask of ourselves that we put on, right? And it's not necessarily fake, it's just only a part of, and we tend to eliminate like the negative stuff in a lot of ways. But in terms of your appearance and neglecting it, so like my hair, for example, I haven't had it cut professionally in a while. That's a neglect thing for my appearance. That's not something the Lord wants to see from his dearly beloved children, from his warriors, from his highly favored people, right? Not that we're not allowed to be comfortable in our fluffy pajamas sometimes, but that's not what our main persona is supposed to be. It's not what we're supposed to look like all the time, right? And we have to start prioritizing ourselves the way that the Lord wants us to. That doesn't mean being prideful. I have struggled so much with pride. So much with pride. It is so hard to vocalize in a healthy way how you feel, why you feel that way. Excuse me, not blame the other person, your spouse, or your mom, your daughter, your son, whoever is on the other side of that emotion. And not blame them for it. Not blame them for it. It is not their fault that you're in a highly emotional state at that point. What they did was not nice. More than likely, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. But pride is what makes us in those moments want to lash out, want to just make them feel just even a little bit of what I feel right now. Like it just, But that's not love. That's not a loving thing. Later on, if y'all talk about it and have the chance to talk about it in a healthy format and rediscuss, sometimes it's better to walk away, to separate for a little bit, pray about it, think about it. Like I said, take it to the Lord, he will help you identify what it is that hurt you to start with. And then he will help you express it in a healthy way. Because all we want to do in expression is just express. We shouldn't even be wanting or looking for the other person to completely 100% understand, because they're probably not going to. Not through your explanation. The Lord can help them understand and bring that to them. And He will. He will when the time is right. The Lord fights for His people. There isn't a thing that He will not do for those who belong to Him. But in the meantime, we have to trust that He is not done. He's not done. There were so many times where, and He still does sometimes have to remind me, He is not done yet. He's not done with me. He's not done with my husband. He's not done in the situation. His hand is still working. His hand is still working. And so one of the things that is hard. None of it's easy. None of it's easy. Some of it's easier. But that's that less resistance thing until you get up so high. And then it's just, you're going to feel resistance. It's hard. But one of the things that was harder is trusting that in the moments where you are snapped at for no reason, when you're being vulnerable, when you take that to the Lord, you give it to Him, you trust that He is going to take it and turn it into something beautiful. You sow for better. I sowed it for better because I don't know what else to really sow it for. That's what the Lord has me sow for a lot of the time. It's just sow for better. He knows what better is. God made us. He will provide everything for us. We just have to trust that. But so do that and then let it go. Let it go. Don't need to explain it. Don't need to be understood by the person who hurt you. And farther than that, the Lord had me apologize. Thank Him and apologize. I don't know that in my mind, I feel like I did anything wrong inherently. Nothing hugely sticks out. Except I did get a little lippy, and I repented of that, and I need to apologize. I need to apologize for that. I had not yet. But I did thank Him. I thanked Him, and I said I was sorry. What it was I saw a video. I was watching a video about doors that are really different. We need a door. Our bedroom needs a door. The whole place needs rearranged and just it needs something. I don't even know how to explain it, but it needs something. But I saw the doors, and the little kid in me just got like really excited. And so my immediate knee jerk reaction because of that was, oh, I want to show him this, right? Excuse me. And it was at night, and it was kind of late. And I don't know if he was falling asleep. He might have been. And yeah, I can understand him being a little bit grouchy. But, so the reaction on his part was just like, what? Like, and of course I said, I want these. And I was trying to show him the video, and just response was, okay. And then nothing. Like, drop off, nothing. Now, I know it's hard to get sleep. It is. It's hard. And retrospect, no, timing was not great. It wasn't. But I wasn't thinking about that in that moment. I was just excited about it, and I just wanted to share it. And it hurt that he was a little bit cranky and kind of dismissive about it. But I do understand, and I apologize, because I know that some of it was my timing on it, and me not waiting. I could have waited until morning or any other time for that matter to share the video with him. Then I could have even done it through Messenger or something. It didn't have to be right that second, but the biggest thing that I'm trying to share here is just that when things like that happen, those are those things that really don't matter that much. They matter. Okay, they matter. Like it hurt, right? But they matter more in terms of the power that your emotions give you for seeding and for sowing for better, for more, um for both of us not being cranky when we're sleep deprived. Because let's face it, parents don't sleep well. Parents of little kids don't sleep well most of the time. Like 99.999% of the time, I think that parents with young kids just don't sleep well. And then we both work full-time jobs and all of that. So there was a time where I was very cranky when I was tired, and I probably still get a little bit on edge, not the same way that I used to, but I still do tend to have some of those defaults. So, but right. Yeah. Back to the most important thing to do with our emotions at that point is to take it to the Lord, give it to the Lord, sow it for better, let go of it. If the Lord wants you to not talk about it, don't. If it does not need to be spoken about to the other person, don't. Just let it go. Just let it go. 9 times out of 10, when you let it go and you don't bring it up with the other person, you don't try and get your apology. You don't go and try and get your apology. Don't go and try to bring about what you want. You do not need to be your own godfather. Just let him take care of you. Get to the point where you are good with the Lord, and you're fine, regardless of whether you get an apology or not, or if the Lord asks you to apologize, which is what He did with me today. Just be content with that, be happy with that, and get to that place. And that will help to, it will help to prevent bigger things down the line. Not just between you and the person, but for yourself. It helps to prevent having any openings for Satan to put strife, because that's all that is. That's all he's looking to do right there, is he's looking for an opening to plant strife. A house divided cannot stand. What divides a house? Strife. Strife divides your home. It'll pit you against your husband, against your children, against anybody else who's in your home. Or if it's a friendship, it'll pit you against your best friend. It'll pit you against anybody, because Satan wants you secluded, because there is power in numbers. There is power in numbers where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am. And he honors those requests made in groups when they align with his will. He has to, because he said that he will. God cannot lie. He will not lie. He cannot lie. He is not a man that he would lie. And we need to remember that the most important thing with our emotions and with those highly emotional small things that really don't matter that much, does it matter that much that he snipped a little bit at a video? No, not really. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But did it hurt my feelings? Yes, it did. Yes. Was that great? No. Could it have been better? Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, is that the most horrible thing that could happen? No. Does it affect tomorrow? Well, it definitely can if I let it. Don't let it. We're not supposed to go to sleep angry. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Don't open yourself up to pride and to strife, to turn something so small into something that will threaten any relationship you have. Because it'll drive you to get what's going to make you happy out of that. What would make you happy out of that is justice, is equalization, right? Even out the playing field kind of a thing. Understanding, a sincere knee-bowed apology. But I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. None of us really do. That stuff feels good. but it's not what we need. And that's not going to give us peace. It's not going to give us joy. It'll make us happy for a minute. And then literally that fast, it's taken away, and then you're upset about something else. And ask me how I know. That's part of the pursuit of happiness, particularly in how we relate to other people in that, right? We're happy literally for as long as that person does whatever it is we got, whatever it was that equalized. And then as soon as it's not, and literally something else happens, it feels like every 2 seconds you're up, you're down, you're left, you're right. That's not fun. That hurts us as much as it hurts other people. We're not meant to carry that. We're not meant to dwell on that stuff. We're not meant to try and solve our problems and equalize the playing field. We're not meant for any of that. We get bogged down by it because we're not meant for it. We're not intended to. Hold on to that negative stuff like that. Trusting God and allowing Him to open those doors and to address those things with us is going to make us healthier people and happier people, more joyful people. That works on us. That opens the door for better relationships. It opens the door for, particularly for wives, for the Lord to then work on your husband. Because we have the habit as women to try and fix that, right? To try and get what we want. Men do try and fix things. They try and fix things. I'm not sure they try and fix their spouse the same way that women try and just fix it, right? But we do. And if men do, then same thing, guys. Don't do that. You don't need to. That's not your place. And I'm sure that you stepping back and just praying for your wife, giving her to the Lord, whatever it was that offended you, hurt you, stepped on your pride, whatever it was, let it go. Give it to God. Seed it for better. Believe that you are going to receive better. God is a good Father. He loves us. He gives us things. And good Father gives us things. That's who He is. He's the best Father. Yeah. It's amazing how peaceful you will find yourself in, and how much longer that lasts than that tiny bit of happiness does for the few minutes that it does. It really just doesn't compare at